Alright guys, I'm back here doing another video with Project Motor Racing. They had a patch today to bring it to 1.5.01. Seemed to have quite a few fixes and multiplayer's working, so I jumped onto a session here. There's only 3 of us here, but just kind of jumped into the first one that I could see because I have limited time and it was a short race, and so we'll get a little video here in this Porsche GT3 Cup car is what I'm running, and have only been playing with the new patch for about 5 minutes or so, but I can already tell just sort of everything feels a little better, so that's good. It's a good sign. So let's see what it's like under racing conditions. Ooh. Lock my brakes there. Just kind of got into it a little too hard on the brakes. The first thing that I'm noticing that is definitely better is the force feedback. I am overdriving it. I do not know this track at all. It's a track in Germany. I don't know if it's fiction or real, but it's called Derby. Off again. It's telling me to slow to 45 miles an hour. Okay. That was some sort of a penalty it gave me. I don't know about these other 2 guys, but the problem I'm having is I just don't know the track. So I'm just not able to push. I'm gonna let this guy go. Partly because I just kind of want to see too how it looks. This car seems a little jittery to me, but solid. So the first thing that makes me think is I need to see what it's going to be like with, 20 or 30 players. I wish I was at a track that I knew a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, everything graphics-wise, too, seems to maybe be running just a little bit smoother. Can't say that I really have any complaints about the way the car's handling. I'm not driving very well because I don't know the track, and so I'm just sort of all over the place here. Literally sort of learning this track as we go here. And I clearly haven't learned yet, sort of where to push it and where not to overdrive it. I still feel maybe a little bit of a sensation that I talked about in my last video where sort of either under braking or at low speed it gets a little light around the middle of the steering wheel. Well, I overdrove the shit out of that one. I got 20 laps to do it. Let's see if I can learn this damn track. I'm going to kind of go quiet, let you guys listen for a minute, see if I can just focus on learning the track a little so I can drive better. Oh, not good. It's the second time I've lost it in there under braking. That's a really difficult corner. Really missing the apex on this first corner. What's difficult about this one is where I've lost it a couple of times is you're turning and braking at the same time. And it's real easy to lose the handle of the car. Went down to second gear that time in that first corner. I did not pick the easiest car to drive in a Porsche Cup. Feels like I want to go through here in third gear. Well, my driving aside, I would say that just in a few days here, they've made major improvement. At least from the feel of this. Of course, I'll have to test out a whole lot more aspects of things. But it feels like it's running smoother. The force feedback feels better. Like I can feel my direct drive wheel better now. Maybe that's just this car. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what they changed there, if anything. Maybe it's some of the physics to the car in general.
You're halfway there.
Boy, I just do not like this track. Don't like some of these odd corners. Very technical. So of course, in my opinion, it's not really a true multiplayer test until I can get in with a larger field. So I realize that, and I'll have to do that again, but that's going to be a huge thing. It was a little better, still off the apex there. But I'm starting to kind of get the feeling here playing this that it's not a matter of if this is going to end up being a good game. It's just kind of when. And of course, from my perspective as a league owner for a large sim racing community, I'm looking at it through the lens of, is it going to have what I need to be able to host races, with a community in any serious way or not. Well, that was better. It was slower, but it felt better. I feel like I'm finally starting to learn the track here. It took me long enough. So yeah, from a physics, perspective, I'm starting to feel a whole lot better. Physics and feel, and that's kind of what I mean by, I still think there's work to do in refining. Again, I've not really done anything with the AI. We'll try to do some of that if I get the opportunity for single player stuff. But for me, looking at it, largely. Overdrive here because I'd lost track talking, but for me now the big question is just the scalability of the multiplayer, and then of course coming along with that is will we have all the tools that we need to properly host multiplayer races, being able to parse results. A dedicated server would be nice. How's the hosting going to work in that regard? What can we configure, in a large scale, beyond just racing with a few buddies kind of thing. Just every time I start doing well on this track, I goof up. Bet I'm going to take some pretty serious rating. It's giving me another penalty here. I don't like the way they've done this at all. I mean, it's their version of a slowdown. It's the leader in front of me. Let's see if we can catch him these last couple of laps. I'm a lap down to him, but it's something to shoot for at least. Oh, I don't know what I did there. I think I know what I did. I think I pushed a button that I have that I thought was mapped to my headlights, but it's mapped to the menu. I am seeing a little bit of variability to sky and weather while I'm in here, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna see if I can set my best lap of the race here on the last lap, because this should be my last lap. Looks like I'm up about 3/10.
White flag.
Alright, so let's see what it gives us here after this. So the leader ran a 109.4, I ran a 111.3, so the fact that I was just barely knowing, I mean, I didn't know the track at all until we took the green flag. I thought this was Nürburgring when I signed up for it. It said something about Germany, and so I signed up thinking it was Nürburgring, like the sprint course or something, and it was a completely different track called Derby. I could see where it would be a fun track. Okay, so now it's just taking me back to the menu, which is kind of bizarre. And now I'm just back here where I started, so that was not good. Am I able to see my stats? Okay. What about my profile? Okay. 16 laps. Okay, Derby. That's where I ran, was Derby. So can I find my series I was in? Leaderboard? Okay, that's not good. So this is not a good sign. That, you know, I just came out of here and it just didn't give me anything. In fact, I'm like, well, where are the results? You know, like the series I just ran. So I don't know, gonna have to figure that out. So let me maybe go back. Let me try to come back in here. When I ran a Porsche GT3 Cup Series, it was 20 lapper. By the way, at least Friday night, Black Friday, I get it. But there's just hardly anybody on right now. I don't know what's up with that. 992 trophy. Okay, well, that's definitely leaves something to be desired, but it does look like it gave me, I had a rating of a 30, and it looks like it lowered me down to a 29.88, whatever that means. So, I had way too many issues on that race, not knowing the track, but maybe I can come back over here to my profile. Here we go, results history. That's not what I'm looking for. Global rating 30. Stats? These are just all cars I've been driving. So I want to see, like, you know, my online profile, right? Is kind of what I'm looking for here. And I'm just not getting that. But anyhow, we're at version, you can see in the top left corner here, 1.5.0.1. I'm not sure what these other numbers mean, but pretty positive feel in this race that I just jumped into. So anyhow, I'll share this video for you guys, and I'll make some more when I get a time. Bye.